So I'll be discussing how to configure a straight-through cable, a crossover cable, and a straight-through cable. So obviously a straight-through cable based on the ISO standard, it was actually a configuration that is dedicated to connect two different terminals, which is a DTE and a DCE. For the crossover cable, that will be the one we're going to use to connect two same devices such as DCE to DCE or DTE to DTE. For example, if you're going to connect two terminals together, both host terminals are considered to be DTE, so you'll be needing to use a crossover cable. So for the console cable, that is a type of cable that we need to configure high-end devices such as the Cisco devices. So another term for the console cable is also the rollover cable. Now to start, so we're going to use here a UTP cable, or that is unshielded twisted pair cable. So for us to configure this, we're going to use a crimping tool, of course, and we could also use a scoring tool to easily strip the wire. So let us use now the scoring tool to strip this wire. Okay, so that will easily strip the wire. Now, there's actually a technique for us to configure a straight-through cable. Okay, so for straight-through cable, that will be a pair of T568B and T568B. Both sides should have a configuration of T568B. Wherein we could consider the first lightest color, which is orange, the second lightest color, which is green, and then followed by blue, pair of blue, and then of course the darkest color is the pair of brown. So that's the first technique that we could consider in configuring a T568B configuration cable. Now, we could now untwist these two pairs, which is the pair of orange. Of course, again, as I have said, you just have to consider the lightest color, which is in this case the pair of, or the cable for the white of orange, or the stripe color of orange and white. Okay, we just have to do the same thing to the other side. So let us just untwist this one, which is the pair of brown, and the same thing, we just have to consider the lightest color in between these two colors, which is of course the white one with a stripe of the brown color. So let's do the same thing here for the blue pair. Okay. And then of course the pair for green. So what I'm actually discussing right now is the technique for you to easily configure your UTP cable. And of course, another thing is that it will easily, you don't need to memorize the arrangement of the color. So what you just need to remember is to first, again, arrange the pair from the lightest color to the darkest color. So the lightest color is orange, followed by green, followed by the pair of blue, and followed by the pair of brown. So the next step that we're going to do is that we just need to consider the two solid colors in between. So in this case, the two solid colors is the green one and then the blue one. So you just need to reverse the positions of these two solid colors. So the blue one will go to the place or to the location of the green, and then the green one will move to the location of your blue. So which means to say, if we're going to consider a T568B cable, the color combination should be white of orange orange, white of green blue, white of blue green, and then white of brown brown. So that's the easiest way for you to configure the cable. Now, after arranging the colors of this cable configuration, in case we have to manage how to arrange it, and then consider at least half an inch for this cable. So we need to do that so that it will be easier for us to insert this to our RJ45. So you could simply twist this a bit so that it will be much more easier for you to straighten the cable. So just making sure that the arrangement of the color is still intact, which is white of orange orange, white of green blue, white of blue green, white of brown brown.
So after making it sure that the cables are properly arranged and they are intact, so you could now cut this 1/2 inch. There are some crimping tools that have a hinge that will give you an approximate measure how long are you going to cut the wire. So unfortunately, in the case of this crimping tool, we don't have that. But for some other tools, they provide that hinge. So again, just make it sure that it should be 1/2 inch. There you go. So we could now cut this. And then after cutting it, we could now insert this to our RJ45.